friends, welcome to FCBTA. This is something new that we are starting to recognize technology innovations that are focused on the cooperative banking sector in India. Cooperative banking sector is now increasingly adopting technology and digital transformation, and hence they're playing a very vital role in the evolution of the banking technology. And recognizing their importance, we have started this FCBTA Awards. We have a expert jury panel here today. We're going to request each of them to briefly speak to us about the technology evolution and the innovations that they're seeing and the innovations that they desire. Thank you so much. Over to you, Santosh.
Yeah, good morning. Santosh Mohile this side. I am head IT at SVC Bank. First of all, let me thank Banking Frontiers and Manojji to invite us as jury for this FCBTA program and making this platform available to all the technology companies and available to all the cooperative banks. So it's a good platform for both of them to join together. About cooperative banks, as I see, there is a lot of adoption of digital since last 1 year, and maybe COVID situation has fueled that further. And seriously thinking is happening about investing into digital technologies which can reach out to the customers. What additional facilities can be given to the customers, starting with probably a trend where core banking is being looked upon or being reviewed as a foundation for growing further as a growth of the bank. Which platform do we have? What is the scalability? How the services can be joined with the digital world, because many of those cooperative banks are working either on a hosted model on the core banking or they have their own in-house grown core banking. So there is one area which is very critical where people are relooking at their own core banking area. On the digital front, obviously cloud-based solutions which are coming from fintechs, maybe SaaS model or PaaS model is taking precedence. In the area of digital lending is something which is coming up very fast. On the eKYC, digital KYC is another area where there is a traction. And also on the security being part of all these solutions has to be integrated with all the solutions. So we are also seeing there are holistic solutions where it is not left only to the technology for the technology's sake, but a holistic approach to taking security also into consideration and the problem statement of the customer. So that is a good sign where we are seeing this healthy relationship between the technology providers and the needs of the cooperative banks. So maybe after this FCBTA review and talking to those solution providers, this relationship will grow further. Thanks. That's all from my side.
See, as far as this 2021 is concerned, it has been a very bad year. But it has been a very good year for the technology. Because every bank, they try to do digitization, every payment system they are trying to do. The payment system, whatever is relating to the retail business you talk about, or you talk about multiple cases. So every bank try to do digitization into the payment system so that customer can make the payment. That was the reality, because people who are not coming into the branches, they can't make the payment, even in the schools, colleges, so many places it is happening that people are not able to do the payment. So what happened, what we as a Vasai Vikas Bank has done, we tied up with one of, because we are not directly into payment integrator. So we tied up with one of the party. What we have done, we have a lot of colleges and schools in our area. So we tied up with them, and we tied up with a payment solution provider, because we don't have internet banking and all. We tried up there. And trust me, in last 1 year, the entire payment of the colleges and school is a huge payment. And nobody had come, because these areas, it basically is cash. Basically, people used to make cash payment. But in this pandemic, entire payment, the complete payment, all of around 15 colleges and schools we have, everything we have digitized, and everybody made the payment to digitization. That was a very big boost for the colleges and schools, because earlier they were a bit hesitant on that. Schools, colleges, they were a bit hesitant. They were not saying, yeah, हमारा काम नहीं है, ये possible नहीं है. But pandemic helped them to digitize the entire platform, entire complete platform. Because earlier they used to deploy so much manpower. They used to deploy people. They used to give receipt physically. They used to give. There were the big queues in the schools and colleges. Trust me, everything is gone in that. There was no queue, nothing, everything. all payments were made online. This really helped bank also. We got a lot of credit in the current account also. It was a really good innovation that we have done, because basically the cooperative bank the cooperative banks, schools and colleges don't go for the digitization of their own payment. We all know that really helped them. This is what we have done. Apart from that, if you talk about the digitization of the entire industry, you see the way UPI has moved it. UPI has moved. Amazing, amazing. We just can't expect the way. I think India was leading in the digital payment platform. Even the Microsoft, you talk about anybody, they appreciated India's digitization of the entire platform, not only in the payment system, but in the health sector also. So I think that really helped us. This is what we have done, really. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaskar. Thank you so much.
As far as the cooperative sector, I mean, as we fall to the primary agriculture sector, a lot of cooperative banks are facing, primary agricultural cooperative banks are facing tough issues, particularly after the corona and the demonetization. But some of the cooperative banks here in Kerala are fighting and have succeeded using some technologies, like they have expanded their reach to the customer using their the mobile applications of the agents, pygmy agents, going digital. And of course, as my Santosh sir mentioned, and most of the banks are focusing on security. Security, of course, is one of the main point that we have to focus on. Without security, whatever we are doing will not be taking you to any place. Without security, whatever you are doing will be nothing. So most of the focus will be on security, of course, but diversification of your product and reach to the customer should be focused on. So for that, cooperative banks like us are focusing on digitization, of course. So in the coming era, so we are focusing on mainly on digitization of particularly total automation and document automation. That is what we are focusing right now. So digital documentation, something called, where you can automate your workflow. In all the departments, workflow is automated. So that is what we are focusing right now. And focusing on some of the payment methods that we should be going for. But I don't think as a primary cooperative bank, what will be the contribution of a PAX in the payment section, because we are not allowed to join other networks and all. So confined to that limitation, most of the PAX will be doing their own chunk of business, serving the customer. The customer, of course, is satisfying your customer is your important point. Once you reach your customer to the maximum, and going digital will be the point to discuss. Going digital, while you're focusing on digitization, you have to take note of your customer feedback, how they are benefited and all. So once you focus on customer satisfaction, focusing on digitization and focusing on security will be the coming era to be discussed. That's all, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just quickly want to sum up about innovation, what Manoj was talking, innovation, what innovative things are we doing in our banking, right? So cooperative sector, as you all know, is the third pillar, third flavor of banking in India. So private sector, public sector, and cooperative sector. Cooperative sector is unique because of its, because of the way, because of the reason that it was formed. Cooperative sector was formed to, support certain communities. We started with that, certain businesses, certain local areas which needed banking. So obviously, always it was confined to something, either a community or a location or a type of business. And that stigma remained for many years. For recent 5 to 10 years, I've seen that stigma breaking away. A lot of new customers coming and opening up accounts with our cooperative sector banks. So thanks to technology also for that. I'll quickly come to the point. So as I mentioned, that cost was always a factor for cooperative sector banks. We thought of how technology can help reduce the costs for cooperative sector. Uh, so first thing we did was replacing our MPLS network with the SD-WAN network. So the MPLS network, as you all know, that it's quite costly. It is secured, but it is quite costly. And we have total 109 branches across 5 states. So we are quite spread across India. And the cost that we were incurring on MPLS were in double. It's huge rather. Implementing SD-WAN has brought down our cost by 33% now. So whatever bill was there, we have able to slash it down by 33% per annum. So that is a great cost saving that we've done from networking perspective. So that SD-WAN brings, in a very short one line, I would say SD-WAN brings the security of the MPLS and the cost of a broadband or ILL network. So it was a good technology that we adopted, and we proved the cost saving also to our board. Second technology that we adopted was the HCI, the hyperconverged infrastructure, which was away from the old 3-tier architecture that we all have in our data centers, hosted or in-house. What hyperconverged infrastructure has brought in is the consolidation of our infrastructure. So earlier we used to have close to 7 to 8 racks space utilized in a data center. After implementation of HCI, we have reduced our data center cost by half, by 50% per annum. So that also has resulted in double-digit lakhs saving, more than 60-70 lakh rupees saving per annum. So that has also been appreciated by the board. So these are the two initiatives that we have taken as soon as we came into the bank and we started. So first focus was obviously to get the new technology, and the second focus was to obviously reduce the cost. And technology can help you reduce the cost, provided you select the right technology in the right environment.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you for Banking Frontier to choose as our jury member for that. We are the Mumbai District Cooperative Bank, and as a district cooperative bank in Mumbai, where only to issue, where only to give the loans for the what do you say that? One second. As we are the district cooperative bank, so we cannot lending the money for the cooperative bank, cooperative sector, agriculture sector in Mumbai. Okay, we are lending the money to the only corporate sector and small personal loans and vehicle loans and all other things. Okay, the innovative thing is that we are introducing the SD-WAN technology in our bank. Right, we are see that the MTNL and BSNL not giving us the proper services. If the line is cut, breakdown is there, then we can introduce in our bank as a SD-WAN technology. And for that, we are taking the two lines, that is one RF line and one is the ILL line. It is very much cost-effective solution that we are not facing the any branches down till now. Because the MTNL, what happened in the Mumbai, all the metros work are doing very much. So that's why the cable cutting, fiber cutting, and all these things are done in Mumbai sector only. As a district cooperative bank, we cannot afford the branches are down in a single way, single day, 2 days, 3 days. So that's why we are introducing the SD-WAN technology for that. Okay, thank you.
Thanks to you and Banking Frontier to having me on the jury panel. So I would like to speak about some innovations which Cosmos Bank. I'm a IT head of the Cosmos Bank, and I would like to speak about some of the innovations which we are doing in the Cosmos Bank, as well as the innovations which we are looking for in the near future. What I suggest is, like, banking has seen a different era in the COVID situation, and that's why the total banking is redefined as a digital banking platform. And since digital banking transactions are increasing, we have to think about how the digital can have more innovative platforms on its on banking industry, so that the banking industry will experience more and more digital increase in the digital transactions. So we have actually explored the CBS, which is a Finacle CBS. It's a very agile and I can say a scalable platform, which gives you a opportunity to have a more and more innovations. So we have opened up the CBS EPS for the for the fintechs, so that we can have the simple integrations with the CBS, and they can seamlessly integrate with the platform, and we can have more and more channels in our banking industry. Apart from that, we are also exploring the natural language processing. We can say that artificial intelligence has gained a lot of importance in the current scenario, because if you want to be on the customer service, good customer service, you always have to be on the toes for customer support. So artificial intelligence is actually giving a very good platform to serve our customers. So natural language processing, we are exploring in the uh, chatbots as well as in the call center technology, so that we can have the social medias or social platforms integrated with our CBS, and the services can be given to the customers on the spot. We are with less, we can say, the less manpower, and platform we are now onto. And then we have also used RP whenever there is a requirement of the iteration of the processes. So we have inbuilt some iterations related process into the RPA, and that is giving us at least 25 to 30% reduction in the manual efforts. You can say the time has been reduced from 25 to 30%. The next area is the payment systems. The payment systems, we are now into the 24/7 banking, like RTGS, NEFT has been 24/7. Now internet banking has to be on the customers as per the customer's requirement. We have to be on the toe for the serving to the customers through internet banking. And then also the UPI, with tips of fingers you have to give the service to the customer. So UPI is also, we are exploring the UPI new features to serve our customers. And last but not least, but the security, that security is actually is now another, we can say, another milestone to achieve by the cooperative bank as well as the public sector and private sector bank as well. And now more focus is on the cooperative sector by RBI. So we have to comply with all the regulations which RBI is giving day to day. So we are now moving to the cloud, because the security is not we cannot say that security is a solution, it's a journey, and we have to implement that journey every now and then. We can't say that okay, now we are secured. So for this journey we have to it will be more beneficial that we will use the cloud for the securities, because they are into this area, this security platform since long, and we can have the multiple features of the security when we move to the cloud. So we are using that cloud security as well for the, we can say, the email security, or the DMARC and these features of the emails. So this is not last but the least, that IoT is a Internet on Things is the platform which is right now is available only for the manufacturing industry. But what I see that how we can use the IoT in the banking industry is that I am looking from the fintech firm, so that we can actually take the maximum advantage of the IoTs in our banking industry. So that's all from my side.
As is envisaged by other participants, these urban banks have been growing, and consistently, unless we adopt the new technologies, all these days we were adopting the technologies in silos, some cyber security, some channels, ATM channels, IMPS, like that. Now there is a need to integrate into one platform. One is the onboarding of the customer to eKYC, offline, online KYC, and payment systems like AEPS, UPI, other payment systems as an integration, as an integrated service to the bank. You should not. We were doing it in silos. Now, as an integrated platform. All these days, UPI was used only for the individual customers, some retail payments. Now the corporate customers want to collect the money. Even my bank wants to collect UPI repeat transactions for installment recovery. So ACH and UPI, there's so many possibilities. I have been seeing some of the big banks, how UPI is used to collect the loan installments. And simple e-mandate, NPCI has already brought in e-mandate. So we are only receiving some e-mandates and processing through NACH platform. But how to bring it to the customer level and e-mandate, what is the application we have to go ahead? These are, so customer acquisition, servicing, and the customers satisfaction and payment systems. The third is the security aspects, encryption. All these technology innovations are to be examined from encryption point of view, safety point of view, and customer usability point of view. As Manoj and Babu were telling, scalability, return on investment. These are the things from a bank point of view, how they are utilized, we can utilize, how easy it is to adopt, and per branch or per customer or per transaction, what is the scalability, and most important is the interoperability. Governance and interoperability is one of the important things for these fintech innovations, and governance and encryption most important. And we have got this Positive Pay very recently. We have launched. We have completed the job to the extent that we procure the information from the customer either through toll-free banking or mobile banking or through internet banking or through mail or through an Excel statement. So this what we did, we sent this application to IDRBT. This Positive Pay application, which is available on the mobile for the customer, we have sent it to IDRBT, and they have given us a test result saying that it is not, that messaging is not encrypted, the data is not protected. So the application needs to be improved. So as soon as we started the Positive Pay, we started the testing part also, requested IDRBT, and we are parallelly processing with HDFC through. We will process through NPCI and complete that Positive Pay. These are the things, new challenges on encryption technologies. So cybersecurity is not just once in 6 months audit. Any new product we want to introduce, you should immediately go into it. So these fintech companies, we should be able to negotiate and evaluate the application also.
So what I would like to convey that being a part of the DCC segment, I joined this bank with a particular motive of bringing the technology into the ground part of the basically what are the ground part of the countries is the farmers. That's what I thought of actually. So DCC entirely the farmers are the primary customers who are the actual taking this banking facilities or financial facilities. what I would like to convey that when we are bringing up the technology, does technology making any sense to their life? That is most important. And what I have seen that one actually, this technology is definitely has to play the role, whether it is being realized at the farmer level or at least the customer who are at the ground part. And that's what in our DCC, we have 300 banks, 300 branches. And all branches are located in the remotely. Primary segment for our bank is the sugar factory, portfolio. That is the most important portfolio. And apart from that one, the agricultural lending, agriculture loans, these are the another big portfolio. So what I do see that the initiative taken by RBI, the NPCI, this initiative has to be properly realized and get, digest at that level actually. And that is what I am, bringing up this technology in shape. Wherever I have seen that at ground level, the practical challenges are the networking bandwidth, networking, seamlessness. Second thing, the actual, multiple product which NPC has brought it up, as sir has rightly mentioned, that UPI, BBPS, ABPS, and all these products, are they really giving the outcome at the ground level? And that is what we have seen actually. So primarily, my main intention is to this particular bank is to implement the technology, implement this all initiative, so that these people should get benefited. And of course, security is the most important aspect of this entire 360-degree view of this technology. When the technology starts at the top level, we need to see at bottom line, at ground level, at the bottom line, it should be secured enough as like the top level. And that is what I have seen. Multiple incidences, multiple, the frauds, fraudulent activities are coming up, not because of the actually the flaws of the at top level, but because of not having the awareness, not having the proper educations, not having the proper, financial literacy. And these are the points which I would like to highlight. One more example I would like to give, sir, actually, the way social engineering like a Facebook, how it is being, realized across the entire segment of the society in our country. If I can see the topmost metropolitan people also use it up, as well as the ground level, village level people also, they use it up with same, usability. Whereas in the financial aspect, I think that we need to bring up a technology in such an aspect so that it should be usable enough. It should not be, we should spend much time on how we can create the financial literacy and the training to the ground level people, sir. That is what my primary role in this particular bank, which I would like to say that the banking frontier should also provide some kind of, initiative on this kind of realization of technology at ground level.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you all very much. Wonderful day.